Hey everyone, welcome back. Are you ready to see if we can fix this hot mess? I'm hoping it's just an ugly phase. Today we're going to go in with our Derwent Procolor pencils and try to get this a little more finished. This color page is a free downloadable PDF on my website along with the color chart at copingcreatively.net. I will link that in the description box below. And if you haven't seen the previous videos where we did the background and added the Tombow dual brush markers, I will link that playlist in the description box below. But I want to get going on this to see if we can fix it. It's looking pretty bad. Let's zoom in. We're going to start with Sid. Okay, we're just doing the brown for now, so when we get to the hat, remind me to move it so you can see me color that in. We are using Derwent Procolor, and for Sid, we are using brown ochre. Basically, we're just going to start filling in right over the markers. Now, I don't think this will cover too much, this blob, but I still have plans for that. I'm just going to start filling in this part, and I'm going to have to turn you to get these little hairs on the side here. Just start adding color, and if you go in, that's fine. If you go into those, because it's all the same color, and I'm hoping that with the different colors and textures of the marker we use, we'll change the color of the pencil. The pencil is going over this a little bit, but I think it's still going to show, but I've got plans for that, so don't stress. I'm trying not to. I'll do all the stressing for us. How's that? The reason I chose these Derwent Procolors is I did use them on a previous page before I started Coping Creatively, and it didn't matter how many layers I went in. It looked good, but you could still see the white of the paper. So I was thinking maybe the markers would help quite a bit. For now, I'm just using this, what is it, brown ochre? But I may bring in some of the brown that we're using for George for shadows. See, like that's kind of streaky right there. If we add maybe some brown or some gray, it might kind of blend a little better. Or it just may need more layers. I'm not being very precise as of yet. For these, you're going to need a sharp point, and the one nice thing about these Derwent Procolor is that they do keep a sharp point. Now you're going to notice your pencil might have a little bit of a hard time because we put water on the paper and watercolors. I'm just going over this black too. We're going to do something else with that black. I'm more of a by the seat of your pants kind of colorist right now. I need my armrests. I'm getting up in here. Hopefully you can still see that. I'm just putting in one layer now and seeing where we're going to go from there. As you add this color, it's kind of looking suede-ish like the background. Kind of neat. We may have to break up this coloring of these guys into 2 or 3 different segments. I have a feeling it's going to take us a couple hours each guy. I was wondering what that was. It's just one of those dots. I'm going to go over it. See if you can see the color difference even though we used the same pencil because we used a lighter marker than here. This is going to end up being lighter. I want to get a little more color and go up and down like the texture of his fur. Do a little of both. And what I might do too is use their burnisher, the Derwent burnisher. See if we can blend some of this together too. Some of this right in here, I might go in darker. It's really nice because it doesn't matter if you go over, it's all the same color. You just gotta be careful not to get it into the other colors. And then we can add some white for highlights. Let's say if it gets too dark for us, we can add some white and lighten it up. Like I might do that with his face and some of his hair. So it's just pretty much a big old playground for adults. First we gotta get this layer in. And I think I'm gonna have to sharpen my pencil before we get down in here. I'm losing my point. I've been thinking about this color page for months and wondering how I wanted to do it. And I still don't know how I want to do it. Come back at the ends of these when I've got a sharper point. Now too, if you keep twisting your pencil, you'll find a sharp point. So, you know, these are going to be a whole different color because there is no marker in there. Get in there as best you can. I'll mess with these too much, so once I get the color in, I probably won't do much there. And this is just like when I do my other coloring pages. I'm getting my base color in, and I'm just going in, filling in white areas that I see. And see, with the markers, it's going to take a lot less time. And we went in with pencil and I had to fill all this in. Looking at these festive guys, I am hoping you all have a wonderful holiday season. Whichever holiday you celebrate, hope you are happy and well, spending time with your family. if that makes you happy and well. Okay, I'm gonna flip you around, add some more of this brown, and then we're gonna start doing our shading. Okay, let's go from this way now. See what I'm missing. We need our highlights and shadows. Debating whether to use the brown or the gray for the shadows. Probably the brown, the dark brown. Let's go in with some white. Blend this together with some white. It's starting to look a little suede-y. I'm putting white up there, but I think I might see what happens if I add some of that brown, which is burnt umber. Put a tad right in here. Shadow for his hair and the tassel. A little on his chin. Yeah, this is blending in nicely. I am going to take the Derwent burnisher, meld this together a little bit better. I want to see how the Derwent blender looks any different. Actually, I like that better. So we are using the Derwent blender, not the burnisher. Moving the color around, blending it together. Put a little bit more brown in here. Keep adding until it looks good to you. You know, the shadows. You'll see these little dark spots here. That's kind of where I'm going over with the brown. The burnt umber. Place some more of this color on it. And this is the brown ochre. Add some white in here. And the blender one last time. Now I'm going to go in with the darkest they got in this set. It was a 24 set. Was ivory black. So for the black, I grabbed my Prismacolor black. He's looking good now. With the blender here, you are getting a few crumbs, but I think it's just the wax built up. Let's take black. Now if we go over his face again, we're going to have to be very, very careful not to smear this black. Let's do his body here. And we're going to go back in with the burnt umber, and I want to try to darken these little hairs up. And then I put white on these hairs. Now for these, I'm pressing harder than I would for like shadows. Some shadowing under his chin. Bring it down here. Around the pom-pom. And then all around his hair here. Probably won't have much here because his hair isn't falling on him. Once again, this brown is burnt umber. I think when I blend this out, it'll all blend together nicely, I'm hoping. Okay, I'm going to go over these little guys here with the white, lighten them up, lighten these up a little bit too because they're sitting on his dark fur. Okay, so don't worry about those black areas. I've got plans for them, but either way, if it doesn't work, then we'll just leave them as is. Where do we want to put highlights here? Okay, I'm going to take the blender now and kind of blend all this together. I'm going to steer clear of the dark areas first, just kind of get these lighter areas. And I know I went in with the white on his hair a little bit, but we'll do his hair separately. We're just going to focus on his body right now. So this is burnt umber. See all these darker areas? I want to make them kind of like shadows under his chin. Go over that with the, it's the brown ochre. Kind of blending everything together. Best I can. Add some highlights in areas and then do one final pass with the blender. I just have to go in a little harder in those areas. I'm gonna keep laying color as long as it lets me. As you can see, I'm not really going all the way to the end here. Filling in spots a little more white. Kind of want to blend, kind of like how his fur would be going as much as possible. Got some lines going this way away from the fur. I don't know if I can fix that or not. His hair seems to be going every which way, so it may not matter. I think a lot of it has to do with the markers underneath. Let's see if I take this white and go this way with it. Kind of tone that down. I'm going to take some more of this burnt umber and kind of make this a little darker. I might do some more up here. A little darker. I'm going to add some of this burnt umber through here to get rid of some of these streaks in the marker. But he's going to be a little darker. He looks more like a redhead now. I may have to change my thinking of each of these guys. He'll be more brown. He'll be a redhead. I'm going to make him a lot darker. I don't know if you notice the way I hold my pencil. I'm going in real light. I kind of more up here. And whereas I'm going hard, I'm a little closer now. I'm holding it a lot tighter. It was real hard to go blonde with him without being too yellowy. The Tombow markers didn't have anything real like that color. It was more the light sand, but that was still pretty brown. Like I said, we may have to change him to a redhead and him to a brunette. Well, I lied. I may have to do some more blending. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe with all the marker activity and the water spritzing and a lot of this tooth of the paper is gone. It's starting to look good to me, but I'm not sure how it's gonna portray on the camera. I have a little bit more white in areas. I'm gonna do a light blend. I'm not gonna go in real hard. One more pass with the white in some areas. I'm hoping he's looking pretty good. Okay, let's start on his hair. I have the white and the burnt umber, and we're going to just do light and dark. And once again, don't worry about this black, you can go over it. Get more towards the ends. I'm going to get lighter in these areas here, be a little darker. I have to see what the camera looks like. I'm kind of looking at those dark tufts of hair. I might have to lighten those up a little bit. We'll see. Things look different on the camera. I'm going to first blend this all together with the brown ochre. That's one thing I like about colored pencils. You can change your mind. Let's finish his hair up. Do this little area here. This is going to be darker. Go in with the brown ochre. I'll blend this together. Get any spots I missed. Over it with the white. Blend all that together. Add a little bit more shadow with the burnt umber. Then back over with the white. You can never have too much color. I'm gonna go in under here with the burnt umber. Now we did his front darker because his face is lighter with the marker. So I'm not gonna add no more dark. I'm not gonna add any more dark. And except for right here at this hairline and around the hat. Go back in with another pass of this brown ochre. I always want to say ochre. Brown ochre. You know, like Shrek is a green ochre, this is a brown ochre. I think on this one I'm going to try blending first and then adding the white. I got to figure out what to do with his ear. Blend this all together. I'm going to go in with the white down in here. Just add my highlights. Just pick some strands that you think could be a little lighter. I'm going to keep it a little darker there. I'm going to go back in with some more of this burnt umber. Make it a little darker around his hairline. I think we just need some more contrast. It's just all one color. I think that's what's bugging me. All I gotta do is ear. Burnt umber. I'm just gonna fill in this where I've got a little white. It just throws everything off. They're gonna be covered up. It's hard to gauge how your colors are when this is kind of off. Okay, I'm gonna turn it and do his ear. I got going with the brown ochre. And we'll do burnt umber in the shadowing and white. Okay, let's blend that together and do one more layer of the shadow and highlights. Burnt umber and white. Actually, I'm going to leave you just like this because we're going to work on his hat. And we'll start here. Buttercup yellow is for the yellow and Prussian blue will be for the blue. So let's go in with the yellow. I think next year, you know, I've been trying to posting videos on the weekend. I really got caught with the Ghostly Encounters color line because it was so big. I want to try to do one of these a month. And if it's bigger than the monthly timeline, I'm just going to add the extra videos during the week. I'm going to be switching to Saturday, Sundays for videos. So there would be Saturday, Sunday for 3 weeks would be the normal schedule. So that's 6 episodes for a color long. Well, if it happens to go long, I am just going to add the extra videos on Friday and Mondays. Everybody's so busy during the weekend, during the week, it's hard to find coloring time. You might get some maybe Monday night, Friday night. First thing I'm doing is just filling in the color here, and then we'll go back and do highlights and shadows. And like I keep saying, don't worry about the black. Just go over it. We're going to do something else with the black. Let's try to fill in. Oh, we're getting a little green here. Mixed with the blue and the yellow. Try to be careful. And some of the ink from the printer is kind of smearing too. Blue got into the yellow, the blue marker. I guess we're going to have to make that a shadow. Just kind of trying to follow the shape of the hat here. Fill in that white spot. I think that's pretty good for that. Let's go in with the Prussian blue. Blue marker went in there. Something fierce. It deposited a lot of color. If you look at this sideways, you can see where your wax has gone and where your wax hasn't. Pretty cool. And I think I'm just gonna go this way with this too. Looks like there was one of those white dots, right? And I just was looking at this. These are Michigan colors. These are cool colors from Michigan. And I'm from Michigan. That's where I was born. I'm a southerner at heart, though. I might need a sharpen these little nooks and crannies here. Definitely gonna need sharpening for the pom-pom. Okay, well, I've got you this, so I want to get some of these pom-poms. I don't know how I'll be blending these bright colors out. I don't know how much highlights and shadows I can get into this blue, too. I want to flip you around, take a look at it head on. Yeah, I want to go in with some weight in here to kind of brighten up the ends of these tassels. Kind of, it's hard to see, but I'm trying to follow the original marks for the yarn. It looks like we might need some more blue right in here. Okay, just take a look and see if you're missing any blue anywhere. We need to darken it up. Glad you can't really see that rip. That's probably where a circle was, and it's just had so many layers put on it. I don't think I want to put any highlights or anything in this part of the hat. We're getting there. Sid's about done. I don't want to mess with that anymore. Last thing for Sid is I'm going to take the gunmetal and we're going to go around here and blend this. I'm not real happy on the streaks the marker left. Okay, this is gunmetal. I'm just trying to blend out those streaks from the marker. Oh, it's getting kind of dark. Let's see what happens if we blend it out. How's that looking to you? Like I said, I can't really tell how it's appearing on the camera. Shoot, I can't even get my picture centered without cutting parts of it off. This is the crazy thing. It looks fine to me when I look at it in the viewfinder, but then I go to play it back and half of it's missing. That might be where circle is. It's not going to lay down too much color. See, this is just kind of bothering me, this area here. What I might do is go over it with some more oxide, spray it down, see what happens. So I'm just going back and forth with the gunmetal and the blender. Trying to blend all this together. We're just going to have to be very careful if we go back in with the oxide and spray it down. If we spray it down once we get the oxide back in, we might be in for a sloppy mess if we're not careful. I just don't want that dark halo that was around them before and it was kind of streaky. And like I said, I want a hazy, snowy, dreary looking day. You live and you learn. Oh, I got some more oxides in for different background colors. I'll have to swatch those out for you and show you. I think I got about 15 different colors now. A lot of blues. Figured to use blues more than anything. I'm not a green fan, so I don't even think I got any green. Oh, I got the dark green that I used for the jungle. And I got some pinks. And I got the gray. I got a darker gray. And I think I got some browns for like an antique look. Yeah, these are so nice to use. The only problem is, if anybody knows of a good printer that'll print 9 by 12 size paper and thicker paper, please leave a comment below. I need a new printer. The one I got is so old. I got so many nice papers to use for coloring pages. I'm gonna flip you on your side and get this. Trying to even out some of these brush strokes and get in areas I missed. Now I'm gonna take my blender, blending it out. Okay, I'm gonna flip you on your head and get this in here. We'll do around Harry tomorrow. Should have called him Harry. Look how much hair he has. Blend this together now. Boy, there's going to be a lot of texture on this paper. Sid is done with the colored pencil for now. Well, thank you for joining me. I had a lot of fun. It was interesting working on Sid. It'll be a lot of fun working on Harry. So make sure you hit the subscribe and notification bell so you know when Harry's video comes out. And I look forward to seeing you again. And until then, hang in there and have some fun.